Don't blink. Here's your boy. Welcome to another show. Because I'm doing well. Because I'm having a wonderful day on this 15 November 2024. We're about to be cooking a meal. We're about to be eating a delicious mukbang. As you can see, fuck cleaning your plates. We made some chicken, some fried chicken. So the grease of the fried chicken is still there, which is gonna add up to the taste of the rice. Because yes, we're eating rice. But you saw the title of the video, and you're like, okay, when is he gonna start talking about Jake Paul? And he starts talking about Mike Tyson. Well, after we do an intro, and the intro is why I am not gonna watch the match. Now, trust me, on TikTok people are really distributing. Sorry. We had a long day yesterday, which meant I was really tired. I didn't sleep the best, which means I'm still tired. But it's all good. It's all good in the hood. Art nights. You guys like art night? I like art nights. So yes, the fun part about today is this is the match. The battle is going on. Once again, the rice contains salt, a bit of salt, a lot of olive oil, and God damn it! I made a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. I made a mess. I'm gonna have to clean that mess. So yeah. So the reason why I'm not gonna watch it. Well, a lot of people are restreaming the event, which I think sucks because people are paying for Netflix. But then again, possibly one of the biggest sport events of the year. Possibly not multiple year, but at least this year. I would use a spoon. It would be better. Luckily, I had one nearby. So why am I not gonna watch it? See, it's all about the moral behind it. The moral. Listen, Jake Paul, right? Do I like Jake Paul? I like him. I think, is he the nicest guy? I don't know. Is he my favorite content creator? No. Is he kind of cool? Depends who you ask. But I watch a lot of YouTube, as you guys know, right? And we watch Shane Dawson. He's the main of Jake Paul, this series. And it asked question like, oh, is Jake Paul a sociopath? And then it asked other question. We saw his family and some really sad moment with his family, with his father, with his mom, right? And then with Jake Paul, we have this extremely nice fact. What's the nice fact? He has a brother. Why is Jake Paul having a brother so important in the story that we're talking about right now? Well, it is super easy. You see, Jake Paul having a brother is important for two reasons. They both have the same environment, parents, they both went to the same school, possibly both had the same friend, or at least knew about each other's friends. So they have this root, this nature versus nurture. And if nurture is the case, then nurture was very similar in their life. I think that's important because you see how Logan is right now and you see how Jake is right now. There's definitely one of them that's a bit more moral than the other. I'm not gonna say who. It's up to you to decide. It's up to you to see. We might disagree, but I'm telling you what. The second part why it's so important is because I kind of understand that Jake always felt like he had to prove himself. And it didn't improve because everybody's like, oh, Logan is so cool, and then you got Jake, and Jake, not the coolest guy ever. So Jake was like, it's a whole. I can talk about the whole history of Jake. So basically what happened is Logan, his brother, did a video on a suicide forest. The reason why I'm saying this 3 times is because if I say it one time, I'm going to get demonetized. Might as well say it 3 times and say, fuck you, I don't care. And he did that, and the whole world was against him. Which, normal, you shouldn't film a dead body. And it is just weird arguments where Logan was at the top. And you're like, ugh, dude, you screw up so many other YouTubers. So many people got out of it. So many people for AdSense got out of it. People were making banks on YouTube. Now they're not making banks thanks to you. It's not thanks to him. There's a lot of other factors, but one of the big factors was that. And then he was basically hated. And then one of the other content creators called KSI, a British content creator, said, okay, we're gonna fight, right? We're gonna fight. We're gonna have a boxing match, and because we have a boxing match, then you're gonna be able to fight me. The cool thing about KSI was that he had a younger brother named Deji. Now, why is that a cool thing? Because Logan was like, yo, I also have a brother. Why don't we do my brother versus your brother, me versus you? And the two eldest kids, four, that's good. The two eldest kids versus the two youngest. No, the two eldest kids versus each other, and the two youngest versus each other. Which is actually a good thing to say, because, again, it is about... It's cool. Two brother versus two brother. It's absolutely amazing. Who's gonna be the top guy? And you always wonder, okay, well, who is the strongest here? And that's kind of what gave Lou, or what's not necessarily started, but a lot of people will say that's what started the boxing for influencer, right? Now, is that true? I couldn't tell you. I don't think it matters if it's true or not. I think that even if they didn't start it, I think they popularized it a lot, and because they popularized it a lot, then it doesn't really matter if it was them, right? Now, what does matter, which is a super important part, is one of them, which is Jake, continue his boxing career. He had a lot of fun, and he was able to make a lot of deal. And technically speaking, Jake did a lot of the world of boxing. Like it or not, he did a lot for the world of boxing. He did a shit ton for the world of boxing. Created promotion, created better paid athletes, which is something, as a viewer, it's kind of funny. We don't care how much the fighter is making until we know that they're not making enough. Then we want equal price. We want them to be having a good living. These are athletes. Those people sacrifice their entire life for that. Right? There you go. We made cookies. It smells amazing. I put this back a little bit. And Jake was able to do a promotion where people were more better paid. Now, the reality behind it is they weren't very better paid. Jake did something even better. Jake, I actually respect Jake a lot. Because what he did, he made those people into social media star. Social media star, what he did, they were able to go on their own and make some money. So instead of giving you extra fish for you to eat, I'm gonna teach you how to fish. That way, you don't even need me to fish. You don't even need me. And with that, you're able to fend for yourself. Now, fending for yourself, why is it important? Well, it is really important because of three things. I make my own money, right? I become a more popular person. Because I'm a more popular person and I'm signed to this company, then the company becomes more popular. And lastly speaking, you create generational wealth. So for example, right, with the battle that you have a lot of people that are gonna be, okay, well, guess what? I want to be a fighter. I'm gonna make that money, right? And now what's gonna happen is they're gonna inspire other fighter to make money, and you'll be like, oh, that's actually cool. I should do it. And those little guy, I'll be inspired, are gonna make more money, which is, again, it's not necessarily about money, but the more money they make, the more people are interested in boxing. The more people that are interested in boxing, the more there's a sport. The more there's a sport, the more it survives. And right now, before the influential boxer, the sport was sadly kind of dying. I'm not gonna say it was dying. There was still a very large amount of people that are excited about boxing, but a lot less than the golden years. So now we're getting into the subject, right? Equally, okay, so that's gonna be a bit harder. Equally, that's good. Okay, good. So, long story short, I do respect Jake Paul. Problem is, he kept on fighting people, and people kept saying, oh, you're never fighting against real opponents. You're never fighting against worthy opponents. Now, remember what I said at the beginning of the video. I almost burned myself. Oh. It was always compared to his older brother, right? Because he was always compared to his older brother, He never felt the love. He never felt like he was enough. Because he never felt like he was enough. Him being told you're never fighting a good fighter. You're never fighting people that are actual boxers. You're fighting retired people. You're fighting this guy. You're fighting this other guy. That's not good. So then Jake Paul went against fighter. And then he found another fighter. And that fighter was... There was two fighter. Two fighter. The original plan was Tyson Fury. Right? The original plan was Tyson Fury. But then something happened. Jake lost. And need somebody else. Then he saw somebody, and that somebody was Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, a legend. Now, am I saying that Mike isn't a legend anymore? I'm not saying that. I'm saying this. I'm saying that Jake would have fought. Hi. Oh, they seem nice. They do seem nice. Good. Good. Hell yeah. So, you see, I'm saying that Jake, we're playing Art Night, and now we're doing dual match. So, dual match where we both have to win. Okay, cool. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put, won't be long, I'm gonna put this one, and I'm gonna put this one. Then we'll see how it works. Okay. Nice. Good. So what happened is I don't think Jake would have fought Mike at his prime. Am I saying that Mike isn't a legend? No. Am I saying he's past his prime? Absolutely. See, and that's a problem. See, Mike on the other end. So we talked a lot about Jake, right? A lot of what's said about Jake. Think about Mike. Mike Tyson. Iron Mike, a legendary fighter. I'm gonna be completely honest. Mike used to scare the shit out of me. It was bad. He was mean, dude. He didn't give a fuck. He would tell reporter, what you gonna do about it? Fuck you. Do something about it. Fuck you. Nobody ever did that. But then Mike was a person that was always told you're not good enough. Mike was a person that was told, was always bullied. Mike, and I'm not, I hope I don't sound racist. Mike, one of the best boxer in the world of white boxer. There wasn't a lot of black people that boxed, and much less black people that were fucking champion. You can think about a couple. Muhammad Ali. Think about Evan Peterson. You can think about there was a couple, but it was dominantly a white sport. So Mike had to deal with a lot of people that said, "Yo, guess what? You're not gonna win." Maybe he dealt with a lot of racism even, which kind of sucks because nobody should have to suffer racism, right? Much less one of the, not necessarily founding member, but one of the person that is bringing eyeball to the sport in itself. It's not necessarily, oh, yo, you're putting a lot of people onto the sport, you should be remunerated as well. It's more so like you're making the sport more popular. Mike Tyson, a lot of people, it's nuts, right? It's completely nuts. So soccer isn't popular in Montreal. Okay, there was this soccer player, Didier Drogba. He was this really good player from Ivory Coast, right? And then there's the sell of the matches of soccer. They really sold a lot more. And then when you look at the people that bought it, it was none others. It was none others than people that came from the Ivory Coast. So the guys sold more tickets. Mike Tyson, being a black champion, a black legend, brought a lot of black people to like the sport of boxing because it's one of their peeps. And he's out there pushing forward the idea that, yo, we can do it. We're fucking champion, dude. We're fucking champion, right? And I think that's phenomenal. I think that's really something that is interesting. Not so much because it's a black guy that's a champion, but because there's a new, oh, nice. Okay, cool. Okay, let's do this one. Let's go. Perfect. Not necessarily because it's a next, good, next, good, next, ready, and we'll tell him hi. Aw, they're nice. See, ours nice. This is one of the very first events where it's a co-op, so it is super freaking cool. Okay, cool. There's not necessarily a system of talking, but so then, Mike, he was a really big champion. There's three things that happened to Mike. Mike was the baddest motherfucker. Mike was surrounded with a lot of people that was after his money. A lot of people took advantage of Mike, and he became very violent. He had his own tiger. Mike was at the top of the world. It was at the top of the world. There's literal moments where Mike was at the very, very top. And then he went to jail. And when he came out of jail, he was meaner than ever. He came back, my boy. He came back with a freaking six-pack. He came back stronger than ever. Okay? So I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this. Good. Perfect. So Mike came out of prison. But something changed in Mike. He didn't want to fight. He didn't want to fight. Even in his last match with Evan Peters. It's like I'm not that guy anymore. But then Jake Paul saw the match and he was like, yo, I want to fight you. I absolutely want to fight you. Put your best person forward. We're fighting. And the problem with that is Jake kind of attacked the legacy of Mike. Kind of attacked it. So why am I not watching the match? For a very simple reason. Mike should be allowed to have his legacy. Mike should be allowed to have his legacy not tainted. People still respect Mike out there. He hasn't fought, but people still remember Iron Mike. See, Mike Tyson, when you look at it, he's a very sensitive person. Mike's parents were not very present. He had a coach, and that coach really gave a shit about him. And because that coach really gave a shit about him, he was in a good place. He was in a really good place. Mike lived his life fighting, and he should be able to retire. He should be able to retire without having to prove himself, without having to prove I still got it. Because guess what, bro? You don't have it, and it's okay. You're 60-something years old. It's not a press conference. And that press conference, all due respect, Mike was confused. Mike didn't even know how to leave the stage. He was confused. That's who's going to fight a 27 years old guy. But then can you really blame Jake, who everybody told him you cannot fight a person, cannot fight a champion, cannot fight a fighter? He picked a fighter, but he picked one that was possibly too old. So the reason why I'm not going to watch it is very simple. I don't think it's fair for Mike to fight his age. Second of all, I don't think there's fame to be gained. Jake, I like you, dude, but you're fighting a dude that's 60 years old. What's going to be able to say, I fought a grandpa? It doesn't matter who the grandpa is. The grandpa is fucking Mike, Iron Mike. Mike fucking Tyson, dude. But he's grandpa. And that's very sad. Very, very sad. Because there's no winner here. So why would I watch a fight? Okay, start. Nice. Why would I watch a fight where the two of them are loser? It doesn't make a lot of sense. But it's not because it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's because it never made sense at all. And in my mind, that sucks. It's one thing to want to watch a sport. It's another thing to watch a blood sport. And I'm not going to partake in that. I'm never going to partake in that. I feel bad for Mike. I feel bad for Mike. But I feel worse for Jake. Because he thinks that this is the way he's going to get notoriety. Thinking that this is the way he's going to get accepted. And to me, that sucks. That sucks. I don't want him to have to go through that. I don't want him to go through that. It breaks my heart. See, in my mind, now again, I know I'm talking a lot, but I'm sorry, but still, in my mind, the sport of boxing is a fantastic sport. The sport of UFC is a fantastic sport. Ultimately speaking, every single sport that is a fighting sport, about two people that are gonna train, they're gonna learn, they're gonna have different training, they're gonna be working on different things, and ultimately speaking, it doesn't matter how they fight, it doesn't matter how much they train, because all of it, all of it is gonna be put in one place. That one place is in the octagon. So if you guys want to watch it, fine. I'm not gonna judge you, but I'm not. Anywho, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.